Hola, hola, ¿cómo está? Hola, ¿cómo está? Muy bien. Me llamo Jackie Boy. That's about all the bathroom. I'm thinking of my bathroom because of the plumbing issues I'm having. Jackie's got a sports show, and you are tuning into that sports show. Let's inject some energy into it. I listened to yesterday's episode. I was a little disappointed with how quiet it is, so I'm gonna try to talk a little louder. But it's weird talking real loud with like headphones because I can't hear myself. Well, I can hear myself right now. That is annoying. Jackie's got a sports show. You are tuning into that sports show. I much appreciate you tuning into this sports show. Today, got a small little show. We're going to go over my NFL power rankings for this past week, and then we will go over the college football playoff, yada, yada, yada. A couple stories, that I saw floating about Jim Irsay saying that he was arrested because he's a which white billionaire. He's a which white billionaire, and it's utterly hilarious. Um, that's funny. That's funny. As I just said in the TikTok, the Titans suck. The Titans absolutely suck. At least we're not run by a drug addicted alcoholic trust fund baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I know that was the title of one of the earlier podcasts when he was, talking about his franchise running back, but it still stands true. Drug addicted alcoholic trust fund baby. And I believe I had one more adjective in there that I don't quite remember. Not going to do any house cleaning. It's always that's saved for the last. If you immediately hear my voice and you're like, whoa, this guy kind of, whoa. My socials are always in the description. So there's that. I forgot my glasses, and that is a mistake. I Let me tell you about my morning, just so I can explain the mess of everything right now. So I wake up, I use the bathroom, and the toilet fills to the brim, dude. Doesn't flush, just fills up. And then while my lady is trying to plunge it while I'm getting dressed, and I know everybody's gonna say, you let your wife do that for you? Yeah, I did. Chill out. While she was doing that and I was getting dressed, she got it down, but an inch or two of water filled the bathtub before draining. And it also filled my roommate's bathtub. So I take her to work, get back, call my landlady, and I'm like, yo, this what's going on. We need a plumber out here. She said, cool. And by the way, when you ask, and I know this is like a common thing amongst people who rent, when you ask a landlord to do something, they usually take a little bit. I love the rental company that I rent from. They're usually very good to me. I hope this isn't too loud. Let me turn it down just a skosh. Just a skosh means just a little bit. But I love the people I rent from. They're usually good to me, but I do have a big tree that fell in the backyard due to a storm a couple months ago that I called the day after it happened, and they still have not come to grab it. I had a couple trees fall in the front yard. One of them I called, and a couple weeks later, a team kind of just snuck into my driveway and took it out like it was, you know, an important political figure. Name the joke. That's Mabel. That's Opie. They were up and they were doing something. My roommates are probably home. They don't bark. But that being said, I love the rental company. However, usually when I get a plumber, it takes forever for them to call me. It takes hours. It might even take days for them to call me back. So I'm like, cool. I got a little time. I'm gonna take a shower, clean up the bathroom and room. Make sure everything's tidy so they aren't walking into a mess. And could you not? Could you not? I gotta watch my dogs. But I get in the shower, I get out of the shower, 12 minutes later. I'm a guy. I take quick showers. And immediately they're like, hey, they call me like, hey, and I'm expecting them to say, we're about to be on our way. What's going on? Here's the date, whatever. No, they're like, hey, we're in your driveway. And I'm like, okay, okay. I just got out of the shower, so let me get some clothes on and make it out to you because you don't want me coming out stark naked. You know what I'm saying? Get out there, they check it out, and they basically just tell me what I already inferred. The little piece that is in charge of filling the bowl back up, or like the most important piece, seal's busted, so it's not filling the toilet back up like it should. So they're gonna have to replace it, and it's gonna take them a week to even get back to me in order to replace it because, of course, he didn't have anything on the truck. I'm not gonna talk bad about him. Seemed like a cool guy. I apologized for the mess that is my house. And, he kept like, "It's cool. I've seen worse, whatever." So seemed like a cool guy, but I was a little annoying. That's been my morning. That is why I'm thinking of the bathroom. I told that story quicker than I probably should, but I hate I hate how unpredictable. Why can't they just raised my rent by $200 and I can't get any consistency when I need help out here? You know what I'm saying? My rent just went up $200 for the second year in a row. Now that's cheaper than a lot of people. I understand that it should be because this house is falling apart, but dude, you can't raise it by $400 in the past 2 years, still not have that tree out of my backyard that's splitting the backyard. That means I can't really mow it properly. That it takes either a week to get a plumbing issue fixed or an hour. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. Let me know if y'all have any renter stories that kind of funny, kind of humorous things you messed up on. Tweet at me. Again, everything will be in the description or I'll describe it at the end of the show. Let's get into the show today. Like I said, small little show. There will be, by the way, there will be a prediction episode tomorrow. I know it's Thanksgiving, but people still got to work. And if you need a sports show while you work, I will provide that to you. I will be that plug for you. And hopefully my dogs are not too annoying. I did this, by the way, because I listened to yesterday's pod and I heard the dogs barking. And they won't bark if they're in here, hopefully. But they like to play a lot and bark a lot. Let's just get into the show. Stop talking about myself. So, we're going to do some power rankings. NFL power rankings post week 11, 1 to 10. And we'll start with 10. Number 10, I have the Texans. Texans have a good offense. Texans have a good offense and a very capable defense. CJ Stroud is probably going to lead this team to the playoffs, and that is insane. Yesterday, I told y'all the playoff picture in the AFC, what I think it's most likely going to be is the division winners being the Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, and Jaguars, with the wild cards being the Steelers, the Bills, and the Texans. I think that makes the most sense for everybody. Well, Browns over the Steelers, but those two are going to fight all season, especially once we see what a Matt Canada-less Steelers offense is going to be. Number 9, I got the Jaguars. The Jaguars, you could argue, could be higher, and you could also argue they could be lower. I have them above the Texans just because they're, they're ahead in the division. On their best days, they're so much better than the Texans, but they are on and they are off. The Jaguars are on and the Jaguars are off. I don't believe in the consistency of Trevor Lawrence, and I don't believe in the consistency of the Jaguars. Number 8, I have the Browns, and you can obviously argue them farther, but just like the Jaguars, you can argue them lower. But the reason I have them above the Jaguars is because the reason you can argue them lower is because Deshaun Watson is out for the season, and you don't really know what's going on in the quarterback. Is it going to be PJ Walker? Is it going to be someone different? Is it going to be DTR? Who knows? All I know is that defense can carry a mediocre quarterback far into the playoffs. That defense is very, very good. That is why they are a top 10 team. So if DTR can play just well, DTR can grow and play well, or if PJ Walker can come in and play well, they will win football games. They will win a lot of football games. Number 10, 9, 8, 7. I didn't number these for whatever reason. Number 7, I have the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are a weird team, in my opinion. That offense obviously is elite against average defenses, but against good defenses, that really shows the issues that it has. The defense has been playing better. Everybody's saying, the Jalen Ramsey effect. The defense has played much, much, much better since he's been there, but there's still not a phenomenal defense. but they are scary. They are scary. We'll see what they can do against good defenses. I still worry about that. Of course, they torched the Patriots defense, and the Patriots defense isn't a bad defense. So we'll see what happens going forward. Number 6 of the 49ers. 49ers are getting hot again. They got healthy. In my story, I didn't even remember. I guess I told the story about why my mind is everywhere. Um, I just looked at myself in the camera, so I'm not wearing my glasses. I was like, did I even mention my glasses? It's been a day, dude. Six, the 49ers. You got to have the 49ers in here. I just don't have them high because Brock Purdy scared me with those weeks that he was really down. Can he can he keep a consistently good play? And if he does, this is a Super Bowl team. If he does, I believe they're the favorites in the NFC, but we'll see. Number 4 might be a little controversial, or number 5 might be a little controversial. I have the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm really debating back and forth on the 49ers over the Cowboys or the Cowboys over the 49ers. Now, just like the Dolphins, they have a problem against good teams, but the way they play bad teams and average teams and the way they beat bad teams and average teams, I think this is a very, very good team. They just have to be on when facing a good team. They have to be clutch when facing a good team because remember, they almost beat Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Let's not get that twisted. They were a couple plays away from beating Philadelphia in Philadelphia. They were just a few mistakes away from beating Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Take a shot every time I say Philadelphia in Philadelphia. They were very close. They were very, very close. Of course, you could say that those mistakes are holding them back. That is why I have them at number 5. Number 4, I have the Chiefs losing to the Eagles past Monday night. The Chiefs are weird. It's not the Chiefs of the past couple of years. The strength of that team is their defense. That defense is young. The defense is getting better. I believe Jim Schwartz is the defensive coordinator. Comes up with a phenomenal scheme, but I don't trust them. I'm gonna say it. I don't trust them really, especially in big games right now. You can't doubt them because Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid always going to find a way to win. If they make the playoffs, in which the rest of their division is a dumpster fire, they will make the playoffs, and they can be scary in the playoffs because of Patrick Mahomes, because of Andy Reid. But I have my doubts. I have my doubts. And that's a lot of bad talk for a number 4 team. They're number 4 because they're the Chiefs. They're number 4 because they keep winning. They're number 4 because they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. That's just that. Number 3, I have the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are a very good team. Play very good defense. Aiden Hutchinson is showing that he should have been the number 1 pick last season. Jared Goff is having his little renaissance. He doesn't play phenomenal, but he plays good. Jared Goff is a good quarterback. They have great weapons. They have a great run game. They have a great offensive line. This team is very well coached. This team is very dangerous. I made a video where someone said that Texas A&M will hire or will try to hire Dan Campbell as their next head coach. And I was like, you're insane. You think Dan Campbell made a Super Bowl contender in the Detroit Lions and is just going to bail after the season in which they're, realizing their full potential? You're insane. You're an idiot. And people in the comment section were like, you really think Detroit is a Super Bowl contender? Absolutely. Absolutely. They have a quarterback who's been there, right? He froze in the Super Bowl, but he's been there. They're very well coached. They play very good on offense, and they have a great defense. The Lions are real, y'all. The Lions are a real team. Number 2, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people say they should be number 1. I don't. They're, like I said in covering the Monday Night Football game, they don't feel like a 9-1 team. They're not as good as a 9-1 team. They're only 9-1 because of the rest of the league. And that goes to the point of, you remember Tom Brady came out, and Julian Edelman came out on New Heights, and he was talking about how they don't see a lot of great football anymore. They don't see a lot of great organized football anymore in the league. And I push back against that. Just put it up as like the old guys missing the old days or whatever. But you look around the league and you're like, there's a lot of people playing good football, but how many teams are playing truly elite football? The Lions, the Ravens, who we're about to talk about, spoilers, the Eagles, kinda. But I mean, you go Cowboys, Dolphins, Browns, Jaguars, Texans, eh, elite football. These teams play good football. Do they play elite, well coached, organized football? I don't know. I don't know. And the point the point of it is the Eagles are 9-1, but when you watch them, you're like, this is not a 9-1 team. This is not a team that should have the best record in the NFC. Yes, they keep winning games. They keep winning games, and that's what matters. But if the league was playing better football as a whole, if the league was playing better football, would the Eagles be 9-1? I don't think so. Number one, I have the Ravens. Obviously, you have the question of what's Mark Andrews' absence going to do? You have the question, is Lamar fully healthy? I don't know. But the defense plays very good football. The defense plays very, very good football. And if Mark Andrews ends up not being that big of a deal, in which let's not doubt Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely is a good tight end. Let's not doubt Isaiah Likely. They have a good offensive line when it's healthy. They have a great run game with, Gus Edwards leading the way. And the receiving core, while inconsistent, can be pretty good. I think the Ravens are the best team in the league right now. So, from 1 to 10, 1 to 10 plus some honorable mentions, we have Ravens, Eagles, Lions, Chiefs, Cowboys, Niners, Dolphins, Browns, Jaguars, and Texans. And my 3 honorable mentions would probably be, I didn't write them down, so we're just going to have to think. I guess the Seahawks are in there. The Vikings are still in there, and probably the Broncos. Broncos on a 4-game win streak just beat the Vikings. So honorable mentions the Seahawks, Vikings, and Broncos. And that's it for NFL talk for today. So college football playoff poll came out last night, and the team I really wanted to be in there is now in there. I have 2, 4, 6. I have 8 teams, so we'll go from 8 to 1. Number 8, we have Bama. 7, we have Texas. 6, we have Oregon. 5, we have Florida State. 4, we have Washington. 3, we have Michigan. 2, Ohio State. And 1, we have Georgia. I don't really have a huge problem with the top 3. Georgia's playing good football, getting better every single week, has enough ranked wins to validate them being there. I know I have my conspiracy theory that they're ranking some SEC teams higher because they want to make Georgia look better. I still can't shake that feeling, but factually, if you just look at it, Georgia should be number 1. Ohio State and Michigan, you could flip them, but Ohio State has much better wins than Michigan. That game on Saturday is going to be very, very fun, and I so badly hope I can watch it. Number 4, we have Washington. Washington should have been here the entire time. They should have been here over Florida State, beat Oregon State last week in a very close game. I have my concerns with Washington. I hate how much they're penalized. Their defense isn't a great defense. Like I said, they show up when they need to, but it's not that great of a defense, especially when you're trying to hold back. I don't know. Do they get diced up by J.J. McCarthy? Do they get diced up by Carson Beck? I think so. Can Washington succeed against a Michigan defense, against an Ohio State defense, against a Georgia defense? I don't know. MPJ has disappeared in a couple games this season, so I don't know. Number 5, we have Florida State, and I think Florida State's season is over, unfortunately. They're probably gonna lose an ACC championship to, I believe, Louisville, just because Jordan Travis is down, is hurt, which sucks because he's such a fun quarterback to watch, such a good quarterback prospect. So, FSU, you have a good team. You're gonna be in it next year. There you go. Number 7, we have Oregon. Oregon is a very, very interesting team to watch. I believe they have Oregon State this week, and then in the Pac-12 championship, they will face Washington, in which they have a very good chance against Washington. If you remember, it came down to a missed field goal when they faced Washington in Washington, I believe. Do not count this Oregon team out. Number 7, we have Texas, and I'll talk about Texas and Alabama in kind of the same light. A lot of people are talking about how Alabama should be ranked ahead of Texas. They don't understand why. It's because Texas beat Alabama. They both have a loss. They both have similar schedules. Maybe Bama has one more ranked win, but Texas beat them head on. And this gives me a little hope that the SEC bias is kind of washing away. Because yes, Alabama could very easily be above Texas, very easily, and you can have an argument and just throw your hands up and say, look at this. But in my head, Texas should be above Alabama, and if they win the Big 12 championship, I think the playoffs sort out. So let's go conference championships. Let's go college football playoff predictions. I think that right now, Oregon beats Washington. I think that Michigan beats Ohio State, and then we'll trample whoever is in the Big 10 championship. And I think Georgia will win the SEC championship, and Texas will win the Big 12 championship. So the college football playoffs should be Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4. That should be the college football playoffs. Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4. That's my prediction. You may, and if Washington beats Oregon, then it's a very easy way into the college football playoffs, but whoever wins the Pac-12 championship is making it. And yeah. Now, the big wrench that would be thrown is if Alabama beats Georgia, but I think that'll just mean Michigan will be number 1, and then Oregon, and then Texas, and then Alabama. That will be the lineup for the college football playoffs. That's all I got to say. Like I said, shorter episode. Didn't really not a lot of stories really caught my eye, and I'm working a lot, so I can't really keep up with basketball right now, or I would be trying to talk some basketball. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Let me know what you thought of my power rankings. Let me know what you thought of the college football playoffs or my college football playoff predictions. Tweet at me at jjester615 on Twitter. That's my personal. Or follow the pod's Twitter. Tweet at the pod's Twitter at Jackie's Show. That is with 2 S's, 1 lowercase, 1 capital. Follow me on TikTok, Daily Sports Takes. Try to post multiple videos a day. Most of them are about sports. Some are about my life. Some are just random skits that I do. At JackieBoySports. Rocking at a cool 5,600 followers. Trying to get to 57. Trying to get to 10,000 by June. And email me questions, comments, concerns, whatever. OldJackieBoy1021 at gmail.com. That is OLE JackieBoy1021 at gmail.com. If you need help spelling anything, they will be in the description. And make sure, as always, like, rate, share the show wherever you can. It really, really, really helps. Either that's word of mouth or whatever platforms you on. Like, rate, share the show. I much appreciate it. I love you. And I will see you on the flip side. Take care.